afternoon, everyone. This is Karen with Grace Be Creations. Happy Monday. It is Monday. I'm so excited. I couldn't wait to get home. I had an appointment this morning, and I just could not wait to get home to put these signatures in. I know that a lot of you are excited about this book, and I'm equally excited to get this finished so that we can start decorating her. And I'm excited to show you all the signatures that I made for this book. I first want to say, for a moment, I want to take a moment to thank you all for the wonderful messages that you've been leaving in the comments. I am so touched. And like, I have a lot of new users on here, and then I've got my regulars, and everybody has been leaving me such beautiful messages that I inspire them, and they love my books, and that just means the world to me. Because, you know, sometimes we can get caught up in our own head and think, you know, am I doing good enough? And I hope people are liking what I'm putting out there, because sometimes I've created a lot of videos, and sometimes I run out of ideas of things to do that's different, or I like to revamp, you know, some old projects. And so each journal that I do for a series, I'm hoping to bring something a little new and fresh. And I just want to say how much I appreciate you all for the wonderful messages that you've been leaving. And not only that, but I love chatting with you all. You know, I try and answer every comment. Sometimes they're a couple of days late because I'm so busy, but I always try and respond to everybody. So I just want to take that moment to thank everybody for leaving such wonderful comments. I appreciate you all. All right, so today's is part 5 of our journal series, and we are tying in the signatures. So I went and did the 3 signatures here. We have the first signature, which I'm absolutely in love with. I love how it came out. Just do a quick little flip through for you. I tried not to add too many pages because, like I said, with it being a flip-flop journal, with all the ephemera that's going into it, you really don't want to overdo it. You don't want it to be like falling apart at the seams. So I try and be careful with how many pages I add, just enough to be able to add ephemera to each. And if you're finding that you didn't add enough signatures, that's okay, because you can always create page flip outs, which you can add to any page. You know, you can add a piece of paper to another piece of paper and create another flip out. It's so simple. So never worry about tying in your book and being, oh my gosh, I didn't add enough paper to my signature. Nope, no worries, because you can always add to it. Okay, and here's the second signature. I believe I showed these to you all in the last video when we created the 5th one together, which was this one. This is the 3rd signature that I created with you all. I love how it came out. I added some lace on the front. I'm not sure if I did that on video or not, but I love how this came out. We'll do a full flip through of the signatures once I tie them in. So why don't we go ahead and tie them in? I'm only doing a 3 pamphlet stitch on these, okay? So the first signature is going in. I want to take out anything loose because you know it's going to end up. Oh, I forgot to grab my paper clips too. Never forget your paper clips when you're doing your books. So I'm just going to grab my paper clips really quick. I usually try to grab my jumbo one. I'm not sure where they are at. I didn't prepare. I think I was so excited to get this video out that I forgot to take my paper clips out. All right, so okay. I just like to grab 4. All right, I'm just going to grab 4 of them. just enough to hold it in place. Usually with flip-flop journals and smaller journals, I do a 3 pamphlet stitch. I usually do a 5 on regular books. I love doing a 5 pamphlet stitch. All right, so now I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to take my first signature. Now, this is the most important part, okay? I want to make sure this is lined up. Okay. The most important part when doing signatures and tying them in is making sure, going through and making sure all your papers are lined up where you want them. Because once you tie it in, you can't move them. Okay? So like this, I want to make sure, okay, that's an envelope. I thought I wanted to add one more page to this one though. I mean, like I said, I can always do that. I thought I was supposed to add, what's my center? Hold on. I like to have a good center page as well. Oh, that's the round out. Okay. So I want to have my, hold on, let me just take a look where I want to have my center. I think I want to add one more page to that though. Let me look really quick. Let's see if I can just a quick page. That's embossing paper. All right, I'm going to pause really quick and grab another piece of paper to add to this because I want to add one more thing. Let me just pause and I'll be right back. Okay, I actually had something perfect that I was going to put in the book and I completely forgot about it. This is a gorgeous piece that actually matches with this book. So I'm going to go ahead and use this as the center right here. Let me make sure. I might need to trim it a little bit. Yep, I'm going to need to trim just a tad. Ah! I knew that was going to fall out. All right. Let me just quickly trim this up. And this is a little bit heavier of paper too. I like to try and have, from my center paper that I put my signature through, when I do the sewing to the center, I like to use a stronger piece of paper. Like you never want to use a piece of vellum for your center paper. You really want to have something a little stronger. This one's a little bit heavier of cardstock, so it's a bit stronger to kind of reinforce. So I'm going to put that right there. Probably could have gone a little bit more. That should do it. All right. Perfect. All right. So that's going to be my center. Now I want to make sure everything's lined up. Okay. Right there. I'm going to get to my center. I'm going to paper clip. And I like to do one on the top and bottom of each page. Just to make sure she's good and secure. All right. Now she's good and secure. Now what I usually do is I usually bend, make sure. Okay, just right in the middle. All right. And then I always check to see where. Now with flip-flop journals, it's a little bit different because your creases are going to be at different places of the book. So I'm going to be popping through right here in the back. Okay. I want to make sure I get right in the center. I don't want to poke through another page. All right. I've got my large needle. I'm using the white wax. I like using wax for my wax thread for my journals, and I always go One, whoop, two. We're doing a 3 pamphlet, so 2.5. You don't need a super long thread for a 3 pamphlet stitch. When you do 5, you usually go about 3 or 4 times. All right. Okay. Simple. All right. So we're going to start. Oh, hold on. All right. So I've got my needle. I'm like way ahead of myself here. I must be really excited to get this book sewn in. So you're going to put that aside. And then you're going to get your awl. And you're going to use a very pointy one. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to mark my middles. I usually eye it. Some people fold the paper and go ahead and measure. But I just like to eye it when I do a 3 pamphlet. I don't usually measure. So what I normally do is I usually just create like a fold so that I make sure I get right in the crease. And I'm going to go right to the center. I don't really mind if it's a little off. I mean, I can usually tell. I'm not completely. You want to use a mat underneath that self-healing. I have a self-healing mat underneath this, and I have this. I really should be having this stuff off to use a soft mat. You can use a book. A lot of people use a book underneath as well. Now you can see I went right to the crease on the back of that, okay? So that's one. And then for here, I like to leave at least an inch or a half an inch. So I'm going to go right about there. I'm just going to fold it up, poke it through, make sure I'm right on the crease. I like to just go around like that, create the hole, be a little bit bigger. I'm going to do the same here. Right on the crease. All right, so there are my holes for the first signature, okay? Now, we're going to take that needle that we threaded. For some reason, I don't know if I put enough thread on here. I think I'm a little under. I'm going to be safe and just go a little long because I like to have some hanging as well. I like to hang beads from them. So I'm just going to go 3. All right. I like to leave a long tail on my journals. I love hanging beads from the center. All right, so I'm going to go in the center. Going to leave a tail right there, about that much. I'm going to go up the top. This is the tricky part. Usually with the flip-flop, it's a little bit easier. When you do regular books, you're going through a lot thicker. Okay, you're going to go past the middle to the one on the bottom. And you're going to go up the center. Pretty simple. Make sure not to pull the wrong string. No. Okay, where'd it go? Here we go. All right, so now we're down the middle. up the top, down the bottom, and you're going to go up through the center. And if you've got lace, make sure. It's a little bit tricky when you can't see the hole through the lace, though. Sometimes I like to use a guide. What I'll do is I'll poke this through, and then I'll come around. I'll follow it down. All right. I'm having trouble with this because I can't see it with the lace. There's a lace piece right there. You don't want to thread through the other thread coming up, so just be a little careful of that. All right, where are you at? There you are. I'm like, where's she gone? All right, and you pull it through. There you go. You're going to pull it nice and tight. Don't pull it super, super tight, though. Like I said, I like to leave the tail on mine. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tie her. Let me make sure. Yep. Okay. Make sure it's good on the back. You want to check the back to make sure there's no bulk. Okay, I actually should have gone underneath that lace. All right, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I didn't realize that it went over the lace. Okay, you guys get a second chance to relearn this again, because I want to go underneath the lace. I didn't realize the top part was under, and I want to do that again. Let's just do it really quick. I'm going to go underneath the white lace. That way, I don't mind the thread showing. I actually think it looks really nice. But with this one, I like how the lace is overlaying, and I don't want it to be like having it stick out when it moves and increases. So I'm just going to go ahead and redo it. The nice part is I've already done it, so it's a little bit easier. All right, so again, go down the middle. I'm going to make sure. Why did it still go through the lace? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, come on. Typical Monday. All right, try this again. Make sure that lace is up. I was holding it up. I don't know how it got back down again. All right. Going through again. The lace is now up. Leave a tail. Okay. Bow, bow, bow. Go up on the top. Down the bottom. Make sure that lace part is up. Yep, it is. Down the bottom. I'm going to go back up the center. See, now that's easier because I don't have to fight the lace to go up the middle. Should have just done that the first time. All right. Simple, simple. Easy peasy. All right. So now she's nice and tight. Go back and look. Make sure. See how that's loose right there? There we go. Nice and tight. And now the lace is lying over it. Okay? Now we're going to tie it. Let's make this even. I usually do 3 knots. I go 1, 2, and then 3. Perfect. Now we have that lace that's going to lay right over it. All right. So now, depends on how long you want your center. I mean, I don't want it that long. Usually I like to have one of them longer, but I'm just going to go ahead and trim it right about there so I can have a nice little dangle, a little charm hanging from there. Oh, I got my lace cut. All right. All right. There's the first signature. There she is. Oh my goodness. Let's make sure all the pages are in good. Remember, if you make a mistake, that's okay. You can just go in and you can clip the thread right out and redo it. You're not completely committed if you make a mistake. There's plenty of room to redo it if you have to. There's my center. Everything's nice and tied in. Really nice creases. Looks good. We have good form. We have really good paper covering that center so it won't rip. There is the first signature. All right. So now, second signature. Second signature is going to be right after the pocket. It's going to go right before your page flip up in the back. Okay, here's my second signature. Now this page is layered. If you see, I've got the small pieces, so make sure that you line up all your paper where you want it before you tie it in. So I'm going to do this one here. I'm going to have this one a little bit lower, like that, and then I'm going to have my doily. Or was it the other way around? Hold on. I think I had it like that. Was it like that? It don't matter. I mean, it looks... Yeah, that looks good. All right, 1, 2, and then we get the vellum. The tissue. All the pieces. Yep, okay. All right, so here's the second signature. The crease is a little bit hidden here, so this one's going to be a little more challenging, but that's all right. Get our center. Now, it's interesting because the center is actually a part of a page flip out. So it's going to be a little challenging. I might have to trim this paper. No, actually, it should be okay. I wish I would have put another piece of paper in the center, though. I wonder if I should do that with this one, too. If I should add another piece of paper. Well, no, because I want to make sure this doesn't get... You know what? I'm going to trim this piece of paper here. Just because it's awfully close to that seam. And I want to make sure that it doesn't get in the way. Did I do that right? All right, so 1, and that opens. Yep, that opens, and then there's a pocket. All right, so the seam is going to be there. This goes here like that. All right. I'm not really happy with how flimsy this feels. I think I want to get a piece of cardstock to use as a center, guys. All right, hold on 1 second. I'm going to grab one more piece of paper. I'm showing, this is good, because I'm showing you guys, you see how flimsy that is? I don't feel comfortable with I didn't realize that this didn't have a heavier piece of cardstock. I like to have at least one piece of heavy cardstock in my signature. Not super heavy, but I like to have one that's at least 60 pounds, just so that it has a good structure for the sewing for the thread. All right, I'm gonna go grab a piece of paper for another signature, and I'll be right back. Okay, I found one that's really pretty. I love that. It matches really well, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna trim it. This is a good piece of cardstock. It's not super heavy and it bends, but it's also good enough to hold really well for a center of a book. I was so excited about the signatures, I wasn't paying attention to, I always like to have a piece of cardstock, at least in one of the signatures. I mean, as one of the pages in the signature. So, right there. Kind of picky about that. Last thing you want is to get everything in your book and then one of your threads, the holes in the thread come apart. Yeah, okay, Karen. What were you thinking? That's not even close to the height. I thought I marked that pretty good. Ooh. All right. There we go. That's perfect. Okay, now that's our new center. I like that. All right. Yeah, that looks good. We'll do that. Okay, so I'm going to put that right in the center. Right there. Now we have it all lined up. Right here is our fold. Okay. Right there. Now put the paper clips in. Down. Okay. Make sure it's right on that crease. Now, it's going to be here. That's where our crease is going to be. There's no lace there, so we don't have to worry about getting in the way of any lace. All right. Where's my needle? There you go. I always lose it every time. There it is. Likes to hide on me. Okay, again, I'm going to go with the same thread. 1, 2, 3. I go a little bit less. All right. I had a lot left over in the last one. I should go 2.5. 2.5 would have worked good. And if you don't have any wax thread, regular thread will work. You want to use a little bit thicker of thread, though. You don't want to use a super fine thread. I can leave a link in the description below where I got my wax thread. I actually got it in all different colors. That way, it matches whatever book I'm doing. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'll go ahead and just mark my middle. I have a feeling this one's going to be a little bit more difficult. Good. right through the seam. See that? Got it right through the seam. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead, create that hole. I'm going to do the same thing, about an inch away from the bottom. Just want to leave some room so it doesn't. Yep. Wow, I'm getting lucky. Knock on wood. I just jinxed myself, didn't I? I probably did. I got a little piece of lace there. Ooh. Oh, I almost went through that other thread on the back. I'm glad I saw that. Okay. Okay. Now we've got the third hole made. Let's go ahead and thread. Same thing, down the middle, up top. See, I almost went through the lace on there. So sometimes you have to bend it, come around to the back and look. Don't rely on just going straight down without looking behind. With a flip-flop journal, you could go through a different pocket. See how close it is to the other seams? You want to make sure, okay, that you're going through the right one. And leave a tail. I'm going to go up the top. It's nice because I can see it because it's on pink. Sorry if I'm off camera. Perfect. It's always nice when you use a solid color because then you can see it perfectly, especially if you're not going over lace. All right, I'm going to go down to the bottom. I'm going to go and make sure I'm not poking through any other seams. And then you're going to go up the middle. Right here. And make sure when you're going up the middle, okay, when you're going up the middle here, you want to make sure you don't poke through this lace that's gone up from the bottom. You don't want to thread through your thread, okay? Because then it won't tie right. There you go. Pull it. Make sure it's nice and snug. Let me see. Yep, nice and tight. Now I'm going to go ahead and tie it. I had to do 3. And cut your tail. Now I don't put beads on every single one. Like I'm not going to do beads on this one, but I also like to make a little bow. But the ones I don't do beads on, I make a little bow. It looks cute in the center. Should have done that a little bit longer because I know I have a hard time. Okay, I'll do a bow later, but you can leave that to make a bow. I'll do a bow later. I should have done it a little bit longer, but that's all right. And then I'm going to take my clips out. And my second signature is in. Like that. Whoop. She is. Look how cute that is. I love it. 1, 2, 3. Make sure all your pages are sewn through. Make sure you got them through every single one. Here we go. I got that one. It didn't clip onto the back. And there's that one. And it's okay that sometimes it can feel a little loose. That's normal. That's completely normal. Especially with the flip-flop. Sometimes it can feel a little loose. Now we're going to do our third. Make sure the back is good. Yep. All right. Now the back. It opens up like that. And this is where the third signature goes. Just like that. So make sure you're looking at it right so you don't got it upside down. Okay, so you have your book, right? First signature. Second signature. You close it, you open it, and this will be the third right here. Okay? So we're going to put it through this seam right there. Look at the other side. That seam is going to be that white paper right there. A little difficult to maneuver, but that's all right. Especially when you start getting all of your signatures in, you're going to notice it's a little harder to maneuver. That's completely normal. Just got to work with it a little bit better. I mean, a little bit, pay attention to it more. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. Same thing. Make sure all of your papers are straight. You go through them all. Make sure you have everything lined up where you want it to be lined up. Now this one I know I have cardstock. Uh-oh, I have the same paper as the other one. Oh, that's funny. That's okay, I'll cover it. No problem. That's hilarious. I must love that wallpaper. Okay, there's my seam right there. I'm going to go ahead, put it right in the center, get my clips in. That's funny. I'll probably just end up covering it with like a tissue paper or a very, very fine paper I can put over it. Or cover it with like a fabric or something. No big deal. Or you can just leave it the way it is. Where did my other clips go? I did take them out, right? Did I take my other paper clips out? Oh, one's on my lap. Did I drop the other one? I don't know where the other one went. I'll just grab it. No big deal. I'm so excited about all of you guys who are making these. I can't wait to see your books. I'm truly excited. All right, making sure. Okay, so we've got that, flip open. Yeah, okay. Making sure that's in right. That. All right, so we're good in the center. I'm nervous about this one just because of where the crease is. I just want to make sure I don't go through any other creases or any lace. Oh, wow. I'm out of my white. I will have to get more. I usually use the light beige. I don't use white too often, but I know I used a lot of this white for other projects. I usually use the light color. All right, same thing at the all. I'm going to go through the center. Okay. Yep, it's going to be that white piece of paper. See it? And make sure I don't go through any of this lace here. Should be pretty simple. I didn't think it was that. It showed up that well. See how I'm going through the lace? See how I pushed it through and it went through the lace? I don't want to do that. So pull it back out and make sure I go just through the paper. Depends. I mean, you won't have to worry about it if you didn't put lace on yet. That's why it's good to wait until after you sew the signatures in. But I always have to test it and say, oh, it's going to look so pretty with this on there. And I like to pre-decorate. That's my own thing. Inch from the top or bottom. You can go a ½ an inch too. I like to just go up a little bit further. I can tell I went through. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, I went through some lace here. Ah, hold on. There we go. Yeah, it's going to be interesting with the thread. And then the top. Same thing, straight down. There we go. Yep, got it. Right to the crease. Just gotta watch out for that lace when I sew it. That's gonna be interesting. Okay. Take our last signature, guys. We're last signature and we're all sewn in. Okay. Braid tail. Down the center. All right. Make sure I don't go through any lace. Go. Pull it through. Watch the tail. Okay. I'm going to go up the top. Right there. Oh, I lost it. The best advice that I can give you about sewing signatures in is to be calm. Don't get overexcited. Breathe. Work with it slowly. And just, it's okay. It'll go through. I know some people get really flustered and you can end up like, you know, handling your book really, angrily. And I know the first signature I did, I was like, oh my gosh, there's no way. But it's all about patience. You just have to have patience when sewing in your signatures. Especially a 5 pamphlet stitch. Those are interesting. When you have a really big book and you have all 4 signatures in and you have to work with all that paper, it can get a little challenging. All right, down the bottom. Okay, make sure you don't lose your tail. And then up the center and make sure not to go through the thread. That's already there. Okay. I'm going through all this. All right. Right down the center. Hopefully I don't go through any thread, because I can't see it on the other side. Oh, perfect. Yay! All right. Make sure you pull it. You want to go back on the other side and make sure both lines are there. Nice and, see how that's loose? You want to pull it. Make sure it's nice and tight before you, like that. See? Now you go and tie it. I think I'll leave a small tail on this one. 1. Two, and then 3. I'm just going to cut a small piece. Sorry. And take the clips out. Oh, be careful taking your clips out, not to grab any lace. All right. Woo. Ooh, I'm going to have to... Oh, she went through some battle here. She's gone through a battle. All right, I'm going to have to re-glue that down. So I'm going to have to re-glue that back down. No worries, no worries. That's what glue is for, right? There, on the top. There we go. She's back on. She's live. All right. There we go. We have all of our signatures in. Let's take a look at it really quick. Okay? Sometimes you might have to like re-glue a little here and there because sometimes when you put signatures in, you can kind of grab some things and it comes apart a little bit, or you might just have to go back and do a little reconstructing. All right, so there is the front. And I'm going to have like a little tie. I'm going to have a wraparound that comes out of this. I know the wraparound I'm using, but I'm not sure how I'm putting it in yet. So there's the first page. There's the second. Here's my flip out. I always forget to show you guys that part. I did 2 lace pockets, like that. And we've got the first signature here. I love this signature so much. There's 1, there's 2. There's the center with our long string to put our little charm on. Here's the first signature. And you come up. There's our pocket. I think Laura said that she was going to put her writing board in here. She's going to make a writing board. If you guys don't know what a writing board is, it's a little hard board that you make for your journal so that if you're traveling with your journal, you can have something hard to write on. You can put your writing board underneath the piece of paper and write. You can slip a writing board right inside of there. And I can show you guys what that looks like in the next video. Here's a second signature. Got the heart doily. There's that. And then here's the flip out. And the second, third, and the back end of it. And then here is our flip up with the little tabs that flip up. 1. And then it's got a magnet. The magnet's right there. And here's our second flip up. Another piece of lace caught there. There's the second. And it's kind of cool because these two magnet together. See? So I've got 2 writing spaces for this journal. 1 and 2. Okay, then you're going to shut it. And then here's our third signature. I love the way this looks. I love how the colors just incorporated with each other. I didn't plan it. I don't know how I did it, but I love how this just blends right into here. So here is our third signature. Got a little pocket. Here's the next one. Here we go. Nice and strong. I like how that came out. Oh, that ripped a little bit. Ooh. I'll have to fix that. That's all right. No worries. There's a center. And the other half on the end. And that is our third signature, and that's the envelope with the pocket. The pocket's here somewhere. No, where's the pocket actually? The pocket's right there. Right there. All right. There we go. There is our flip-flop signatures all tied in. The next video, we will start to decorate. I'm going to go ahead and start decorating a little bit ahead of time. And when I come back with the sixth video, we're going to finish this up. Just doing a little bit of decorating. I'm going to show you like a few little tips and tricks for decorating your flip-flop journal. And then we'll go from there. And we should be done the series. All right, guys. Well, leave a comment below. Let me know where you're at in your flip-flop journal. I want to see photos if you can. Post them over in the Facebook group, Grace Be Creations. If you haven't joined yet, there's a link below in the description. We would love to have you. We have an amazing, amazing Facebook group. The girls over there are so supportive, so loving, so caring. We have a live every Saturday night where all of us get together and I craft. And if you haven't joined yet, definitely join over on the live on Saturday nights on my YouTube. I will leave the links below, and I hope to see you guys this Saturday night. I will be posting probably part 6 sometime at the end of the week, probably Thursday, Friday. I have to start working on a couple of design team projects. I have to finish up a couple for Crafty Me Shop, and then I've got one for ODULCINA. So I am pretty busy, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to incorporate some of my design team projects into this book so I can get 2 things done with one. So be on the lookout for those videos coming up, definitely. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. Definitely, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and I will try my best to give you an answer right away. I hope you have a great day, guys. Bye.